Okay, so now we're going to move to the agenda. The presentation on the third annual Down Syndrome International Film Festival. Anne, may we have an introduction, please?
Yes, good evening again, Commissioners. I'd like to bring up community member and former Public Arts Commissioner Alan Carvalho, who asked to make this presentation to the Commission tonight about the Filmmakers Gallery, as well as about the third annual Down Syndrome International Film Festival. And with that, I'll turn it over to Alan for the presentation.
Thank you, City Manager. Thank you, Commissioners. It's exciting to be here. I haven't been here in a while. I mean, I've been in this room, but I haven't seen you guys for a while, and thank you for keep making us proud, keeping us informed, and the artwork out there is working. I love the windmills. It's great. Thank you. My name is Alan Carvalho, a proud former member of this commission, serving 6 years as chair. I've received the honor of being on the board of the Filmmakers Gallery. I'm a filmmaker. We're a nonprofit organization here in Cathedral City where we do public screenings of classic television and movies of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. We invite stars of those shows to come in, and after the screenings, we have a question and answer period. We're looking to make the Public Arts Commission aware of our presence here in the city and also to see how we qualify for funding in the Arts Grant Program. We work tightly with Ted Hain over at the Mary Pickford, so all of the work that we're doing is there. And we also do some of the work in the Arenas area at the Quads Bar on Wednesday. We have an event that we do there weekly. So that's pretty much it. I would like right now to introduce you to Yadira Regla, who's the founder and president of Ezekia's Gift of Love, Coachella Valley Down Syndrome Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, good evening. Like he said, my name is Yadira Regla, and I'm the proud mother of Ezekiel, who's my son. He's now 9 years old, and I'm the founder and president of Ezekiel's Gift of Love, Coachella Valley Down Syndrome Foundation. 3 years ago, or a little bit more because of COVID, we had the pleasure of meeting the Filmmakers Gallery. We found out that they had a great cause and to heart our foundation, and then we came to figure out their story and how it connected with ours. And our mission is to provide support, educate, and instill hope to all individuals with Down syndrome here in the community of the Coachella Valley. We service from Blythe all the way to Riverside. And then we also have families that come from Tijuana, Mexico, Texas, different parts of the world that follow us as well, and they receive support through us as well. But just here locally, it's been amazing to be able to have a platform that we could not have reached without the film festival that has been that we've been a part of. For a lot of our families, when they receive an initial diagnosis of Down syndrome, it's always followed by, "I'm sorry," and your child has or will have, and so from the beginning it's set up to have such a detrimental, like a death sentence. And what we're trying to do and still hope is that it's not. Our children can accomplish great things. It takes a lot of work. I mean, my little guy's been in therapy since he was 4 months old, but now he sits in a general education classroom and he plays baseball. He's been swimming independently for 5 years. He speaks a lot of colorful words that I'm not very proud of, but I know he works so hard to learn as well. And so when we see individuals in the big screen, we know that not everybody's going to make it on the big screen, but that goes for typical people too, right? Mm-hmm. So to be able to see someone up there who can memorize their lines, who can withstand tolerance of like uncomfortable situations, that takes a lot. And so as a community, we don't take that for granted. So we celebrate all the wins, and when we see someone who's represented in social media or in advertising, for us it's a win, because that could have easily been our child, and we know the struggle and the challenges that it takes to be out there. So when we see films like this, it really brings hope. It's been very inspiring for a lot of our families and caregivers as well, and including educators as well. A lot of educators don't really believe in inclusion or really just do it for the job. But when they get to see our family members hitting the big screens, or, my son was featured in New York City on the Jumbotron for 2 years in a row. And so to be able to travel over there and see him, that was like, oh my gosh. And now last year we had 4 families that got to go travel and see their family members. So it really is inspiring and gives us hope that we can do that too. And it's not for everybody, right? Not everybody wants to be in TV or in this hard industry, but we have artists, we have dancers, we have an event coming up next month, and we have folklorico dancers, mariachis, and all of them have an intellectual disability or Down syndrome. And so to be able to see them up there on stage, it's a win for the entire community. So we are very grateful as a parent and as a founder for the opportunity to partner up with amazing people like the Filmmakers Gallery.
Great. Sounds wonderful. Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's about my time limit.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I think you were very good and concise and articulate, so I think you did great.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. What we want to do now is show you a 90-second clip of the events that we've had in the past with this particular film festival. Let me just go on and play this for you.
The Down Syndrome International Film Festival honors people with developmental disabilities.
Hey bartender, you assume that I cannot drink a margarita, so you don't serve me a margarita? So I don't drink a margarita. Your assumption becomes reality. And parents, you assume that I cannot live on my own, so you don't encourage me to live on my own. So I don't live on my own.
I'm Poppy Thompson. Bit a family business. What about my apprenticeship day?
Mr. Markovich, I will offer you community service, coaching adults with intellectual disabilities.
We're going to do a simple ball handling exercise.
My girlfriend loves this.
Hey, this is Cindy calling from Albert High School. There's a bunch of zombie bodies in the cafeteria.
You guys want to tell me something about your upcoming movie?
Our zombie movie is Attic. Yeah, can you do action?
Yeah.
Sex, stunts.
PG-13, no sex.
Stunts. Oh, hell yeah.
Stop laughing! Down syndrome is a professional artist group of people with Down syndrome, and we are the best.
Thank you. We're excited. Having it here especially, sorry, let me just pause this for a minute here. Being here in the city, I've been here for 14 years. Something as important as this, we all love films, we all love movies, and to see young people being represented is encouraging and exciting, and we're seeing it more and more, which is great. So we're real excited to be here. I'm going to introduce you to the founders. Thank you. Come up and introduce yourselves.
Let Stephen take the lead. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Roach, and I'm the co-founder with my husband, Paul Belcito. Of the Filmmakers Gallery, and I'm the president and the director of development, and Paul is the vice president and the executive director.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
What prompted you to start this?
That's what we're going to lead into. My nephew, Ryan Landry, who is a multiple Special Olympics award winner, lives in Texas, and he used to live out here. I'm originally from Orange County, Huntington Beach, California. So grew up a lot with Ryan, and over the years, I became his favorite uncle, and he would attend our events when we had our brick and mortar Filmmakers Gallery in Long Beach, California. He was always happy, content, loved what we did, and attended many of the events and got to meet Jamie Brewer, his idol from American Horror Story. And she has Down syndrome, the actress has Down syndrome. And his biggest moment was getting to attend a screening that we had with Jamie at our venue, and he got to sit next to her. And the two of them, I looked over and he was holding her hand. And my heart melted because at that moment I realized we were doing something that was such an impact, not only to people like Ryan, but for, future people with disabilities like Down syndrome, to have a vision, to know that he kept looking at the screen, kept looking at Jamie and thinking, wow. He turned to me, he says, Uncle Paul, I want to marry her. So that gave us an inspiration. So when we moved out here to the desert, we decided to keep the name. We no longer had the brick and mortar. We closed that a year after we moved here. And we decided to start doing business with the theater, which we got lucky to start off with the Palm Springs Cultural Center, did that for a few years. And then when we moved to Cathedral City, we wanted to venture and broaden our horizons. And we're lucky enough to work with Ted Hain at the Mary Pickford, and been doing great events there. And actually, this will now be the second year of us hosting, producing and hosting this year's third. We call it now the DSI Down Syndrome International Film Festival. So we couldn't be happier. And going back to Ryan, this year will be his first year attending the festival, because living in Texas, he wasn't able to make the first one into the second. So we're pretty excited to have Ryan attend this year's festival. So that's super exciting right there. So I'll let you take over.
So we're still programming the festival, but we already have a commitment, a film from Bosnia. So the filmmaker and one of his actors are coming. So we're thrilled about that. And films from, of course, the United States, Canada, Mexico, Europe. So we're still putting together the program.
Awards.
So we do have juried awards that we present. So this is a sample of what we give to the filmmakers.
And it's the world, the globe, to kind of show that it's, reaching out to all the countries and bringing everybody together. So
Ted Hain and Damon and Mary Pickford have been great partners. So we're actually a preferred partner of theirs. We met 2 years ago, had a meeting, and they said we want to support Filmmakers Gallery and help you guys grow. So they've been great to work with. So besides, as Alan mentioned, we do a weekly program at Quads. We also do standalone single night screenings throughout the year. And on Thursday, February 27th, we're doing our second winter Short Fest. So we like to give voice to independent filmmakers and bring them to the community, introduce them to Cathedral City. So it's an LGBTQ winter Short Fest.
So I want to know, when are you guys going to make a film?
We actually have. We did a documentary called Teach Your Children Well about bullying in America's schools in 2012, and Lily Tomlin was our narrator, so we were very fortunate. And Lily actually helped complete the funding for the film, so we're still blown away to this day that, wow, that's pretty amazing. She made one phone call and we got funding, so.
It's amazing. That's amazing. That's great. Nope.
But we're very fortunate to live in a great city like Cathedral City. We just have been loving what we're doing here. Mary Pickford we feel like that's, more fitting to what we do, especially for this festival. We've been getting nothing but great praise of people who have attended events. Not only people that have the families with the people with disabilities, Downs kids, Downs adults. We get people like from, we're a married couple. We've been married for almost
11 years.
11 years. Didn't want him to say you got that wrong. 11 years. And so there's, with us being a married couple or LGBTQ, we're also, symbols of that part of the community. So we have our following from that as well. So people will get curious, and like the question you asked earlier, so what's your affiliation with what we're doing for Down syndrome? They get curious and they go and they are blown away and they want to come back to see it again and again and again now.
So the criteria is it's a by or about. So films that have Down syndrome characters, or we've actually shown films where the filmmakers themselves had Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So.
And this year there's since you saw the one up there, the Matt and I forget the other character's name. Well, they're true life filmmakers, and they make a zombie movie, and it's the making of.
So it's a documentary about making the zombie movie,
and then they show the little short movie at the end of the film. So I think that's great.
It is, and I thought the awareness came with the movie. Was it Peanut Butter Falcon? And that
we showed
brilliant young man, I just loved him. I loved that
came
movie.
out.
And then he came to the Palm Springs International Film Festival. He was here and he spoke, and I thought it was just amazing and eloquent. And
He was at ours too, yes.
Oh, was he? Oh,
Yes.
great. Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible young man. Yeah.
Zach's amazing.
He was amazing. So,
I think that Alan asked at the beginning was how to apply and be eligible for grants. That's going to be our next item on the agenda that we'll be talking about tonight is the next grant project or grant process. The current fiscal year that we're in, the city council voted to approve a small grant program for community arts grants. So the total dollar amount for the total bucket of money that's available is $20,000. And the commission will be starting that process to go out for grants and award the next round that will be funding from July 1st, 2025, with a performance period that will end in June 30th, 2026. So it'll have the full fiscal year next year for funding. So the question about funding is timely because the application process will be starting soon.
oh, wonderful.
Excellent.
That's great.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else?
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you very much. We
Thank
also
you,
just
Commissioners.
wanted to say one more thing. We would like to be given an opportunity to speak to the high school students, because I know the data program is very much involved, and being that we're experienced filmmakers, we would love the opportunity to volunteer to come to the schools and speak about the program and how they could be part of our group and a part of our funding.
Fantastic. Great.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you all. Thank you. We appreciate it so
Thank
much.
you very much for your time.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
And can I ask you a random question about the grant?
Yes.
Oh, I'll wait, we'll let it get
Okay.
started.
We'll be starting next.
Okay, so then that brings up the next item on the agenda. We're going to review the.
Shirley Bell, so sorry to interrupt.
Comments, public comments.
I do need to ask, sir.
Yep.
If you're a member of the public and you wish to comment on this item, please raise your hand. And I see none, Chair. Thank you.